So 6 years ago was Mercury retrograde in Pisces, and that was, excuse my dirt, the last video that I made 6 years ago for YouTube. And I had just started my channel, several months before that, and really had high hopes. And 2020 came and kind of changed everybody's plans, right? And I'm back at it again. So this reading in particular, I feel, can really go back to that time frame. And the title for that video, which I haven't rewatched, is Slow Down and Tune In. So now, what is this Mercury retrograde in Pisces showing us? Eight of Pentacles, the Emperor, Two of Wands. I feel like that Two of Wands is the slowing down. Eight of Pentacles, it's been a long journey, right? I mean, very much Eight of Pentacles can be an energy of 6 years. It can be of many years. It could be of less than that, right? But we have the Emperor coming in, and this steady, stable force that you have been charging forward. Like it feels like it's almost like it's not even the typical retrograde that you've experienced. There's more of a handle, more of an ability to be patient with things, more ways for you to control what's going on around you and tap into the resources that you have. With the energy of the Emperor, there is a lot of control here. And I think Pisces, when it's in Mercury, can be a little confusing to people that want that kind of control. So let's go ahead and get two more cards about the Mercury retrograde. Something to help you during this time. Ace of Pentacles, Knight of Cups reverse, and Queen of Cups. Ten of Cups kind of peeking through. It's interesting that, I guess, I started to go a bunch of different ways with the Knight of Cups being in reverse. But really, it's like, the thing that's helpful is knowing when you put your energy and your emotions towards something, a new step, and you can immediately feel that you're the one that's giving, and equally, go ahead and pull back. I think it's just like a quick, check in, dipping my toe in. That water is ice cold. I don't want to jump in it. I don't want to have to do all the work to acclimate my body to this temperature. And so it's just really knowing very quickly with your emotional check-ins that this isn't helpful to me. This isn't productive to my focus, to where I want to move forward. And so how do we know during this Mercury retrograde the things that are here to help us? Justice, Four of Cups, and the Empress. Ten of Swords at the bottom of the deck. It's interesting, we've had the Emperor and the Empress come out, and we can see Emperor-Empress energy as being balanced and equal and fair. And I think even the last reading I had, they came out together. The way that this energy can be helpful is knowing you can honor the sadness, the discontent, and understand that it's fair. I kind of recently heard a reading, and it was like, it's really coming to me now, just that little bit. And sometimes that's all a reading is just, you can listen to a 10-minute video, but 30 seconds stands out. We can make difficult decisions, we can do difficult things, and realize that it's not fair for us. But with the Ten of Swords, it's looking at how this Four of Cups energy, there can be a grief, mourning period, there can be sadness around it, but the relief of the Ten of Swords is showing us that this is actually what's right. So it's more of noticing, yes, this hurts, but the hurt is temporary, as opposed to the mental anguish and rumination and stress that has been moving through your body. And so it's rebalancing those things so that you can care and nurture and create for yourself. I feel like, you know, if we look back at just the title, right, of that video I made 6 years ago, slow down, tune in. This is that energy of just swimming through the ocean peacefully. There's a sense of, I won't touch that, or I won't go down there, or, you know, just peace. And even knowing when difficult things are coming up, it's like your ability to move through them and tune into what's really trying to speak in those situations. So let's go ahead and get a closeout. 5 of Swords, 8 of Cups, and Knight of Wands reverse. It's funny because, like, when I felt this card, the 5 of Swords, come out, it's almost like I was like hesitant, like, I don't want to see this. Because I don't think this is exactly saying like this is easy. This is something that, again, slow down, tune in. There can be a lot of noise and a lot of different, like, even if it's noise coming through your head of abandonment and wishing you weren't doing this alone and wanting to find your passion again, right? The Knight of Wands was in reverse, and we also had the Knight of Cups in reverse. So it's like, halt, right? There's an energy of just really, maybe you got to get off the horse and walk the horse. Maybe the horse has got to eat, you know, it's time to rest. And that's what retrogrades can help us do, is just reevaluate and retune into what we want to do, because sometimes we can't move forward without tackling what's in front of us. There's something that, like, I've observed in Mercury retrogrades in particular over the last, we'll say, 6 years. And in those situations, it's been construction and home improvement projects or business improvement projects that have, like, stood out the most to me. And, like, one thing was that, like, there was a flooding issue at the building that I was working at. And this was like the first Mercury retrograde that we moved into this new establishment, this new building, and it flooded. And we moved on, took care of what we had to take care of. And then the next Mercury retrograde came, and there was heavy rains, and it flooded again. And this might have went on one more time, that the toilet, the plumbing, the old plumbing, which ended up being an issue, got fixed. And so that just kind of was showing me, and those are patterns that I've noticed now through astrology, coming into that awareness, is that, like, yes, sometimes we see an issue come up during this time, and it could be simple, like my printer always goes on the fritz during Mercury retrograde, but this time it's really just like took a plummet, you know. And it's looking into those things when you see them coming up and knowing that this is a time for me to stop and take care of this and not push aside and keep moving forward. I cannot bypass this. And so I think, you know, Pisces being the last sign in the astrology, and while we're moving into a lot of new Aries energy, it's like, what do we have to close out emotionally, spiritually, mentally? Actually, let's list, what do we have to close out? Let's see. To move forward, right? 4 of Swords, reverse. Wheel of Fortune, reverse. Actually, the 4 of Swords was not reverse. It was the Wheel of Fortune, right? What do we have to put to rest? This person is nailing a coffin. Old ideas, old beliefs, old ways of thinking and systems that have inhibited us from creating newness in the ways that we want to. So keep allowing yourself to close out these patterns and cycles and things that are coming up, even if it's hard, even if you know that it could be exhausting. That little bit of work, that little bit of effort that you have left in you is going to free up space. It's going to allow you to just feel lighter, if anything. It's not necessarily always about moving forward. It's about unloading what you're carrying and reevaluating and seeing if you need everything that you have now. All right? Much love.